Hey friends, how are you? Hope you're well. You've had a good week. Mine has been good. It has been good, but I've also not done as much as I want to or need to do. Basically, I have rested a bit this week. I just haven't been in the mood to do much. And that's not good because I've got so much I need to do before Christmas, and it's just like, oh. One good thing is that Dad and I managed to get Mum and I managed to get all Dad's presents wrapped, so that's brilliant. Dad and I still have to do Mum's. I still have to do my boyfriend's. I actually still have to finish making a couple of things for him. And it's like I only have till Monday because he's going back up north. And it's like, oh my goodness. So it's like, I'll get it done. So that's fine. My boyfriend is better. He's no longer got COVID. He tested negative as of last Sunday, but very kindly stayed away from us until Wednesday. Came up on Wednesday for a cuppa, and then he and I went out for lunch yesterday, so that was really nice. It was nice just to spend time with him. So not the sort of build up to Christmas we'd hoped for, because there were various things we wanted to do, but that's fine. I'd much rather he was healthy, and that's fine. He can enjoy Christmas, so that's good. Reading wise, it's been quite a good week. I've finished how many books? 1, 2, 3. I actually finished 4 books, which actually is not bad going, I think. So the first book I finished was a buddy read with Lizzie from Lizzie Faye Loves Books, and that was Christmas at Harringtons by Melody Carlson. I gave this 4.5 stars. We meet Lena, who has just been released from prison, and she was imprisoned for 8 years for supposedly embezzling money, and she's always said she's innocent. And she was asked, when she was getting released, do you want to go back to your hometown? She went, no, I want a new start. Just choose me somewhere. So the lady that was dealing with her chose New Haven. And on the bus to New Haven, this lady comes to sit beside her. And Moira starts chatting to her, and they become friendly. And Moira gives her telephone number and says, come to church with me on Sunday. And Lena's not too sure, but things happen that she does go to church on Sunday, and she and Moira become friends. Lena also becomes friends with a lady in the boarding house that she's living in called Sally, and she ends up helping look after her daughter Jemima while Sally goes to work. Lena gets a job at Harringtons as Mrs. Christmas, as Mrs. Claus. And various things happen throughout the story, and it is just beautifully written. It's a gorgeous story. It's fairly short, and it's just really, really nice. Really lovely message. I love Lena as a character. I really enjoyed Jemima as a character. Moira's brilliant. And just the various people that Lena meets, the way that she interacts with them. And, it's just so, so nice. So I would highly recommend it. If you're looking for a novella, a quick read for Christmas at Harringtons, I would definitely say yes. I then read A Winter Warmer at the Little Cornish Cafe by Jane Linfoot. I gave this 3.5 out of 5. I did enjoy this, but it took me a while to read. I don't know whether it was because I just wasn't engaging 100% with it, I don't know. But we meet Gwen and Ella, and they're best friends. And they come to St Aidan's in Cornwall to start anew. And part of the premise is that they have been given the lease of this cottage at a fairly low rate because they have to do it up, and they have to sort of, advertise or do things to show people how they're doing it. So basically run workshops, etc. And Gwen's a bit in over her head, but she and Ella are obviously, they've got things in their past that they're having to deal with, etc. And they meet up with a group that are the St Aidan's Mermaids, and they become friends with them, and they become friends with their next door neighbour. And it's just the story of them settling into the village and making friends, doing up the cottage, overcoming things in their past and dealing with them, and helping others when they need it. It was a really lovely story, and I did enjoy it. And it should have been more for me, but it wasn't, because I love things about people doing up, renovating houses and stuff. Maybe for me there wasn't enough of that, if that makes sense. But yes, it was a good story. I enjoyed it, but I'm not kind of raving about it. I then listened to Once Upon a Christmas Carol by Karen Schaler. This is a new story that she's put out especially for Christmas as an audiobook, and it was casted. It was fantastic. I gave it 5 out of 5, and I lay and listened to it at bed at night, and I just got so caught up in the story. So we meet Rachel, and she is like this big singer. She's like this famous singer, and her record company ditch her just before Christmas. So she decides that she was thinking, where am I going to go? Normally herself and her father go off to the Caribbean for Christmas, because they've done that since her mother passed away. But this year she decides that she's going to go home. She might go home for Christmas, and to kind of aid that, she received this Christmas card, sort of encouraging her to come home. So she decides she's going to go home and see who this card is from. She thinks it's from her dad. Her dad's like, no, it's not from me. So she then there's a clue in the card. So she follows the clue and she finds another card. And she meets up with an old friend of hers, Matt. And he has a daughter. So there's a story there as well, about her helping his daughter, and he helps her try and work out the clues and the cards and stuff. And she spends time with her dad, and she does things in the town, like all the town things that they have going on at Christmas and things like this. And things come to a head on Christmas Eve, where a new record label want to sign her, but she has to be in Los Angeles, and things are happening in the town that she is semi-committed herself to. So she's pulled. She has to decide what she wants to do, and it was just beautiful. It was really, really well written. I loved that it was actually characterized, that you had a cast of characters rather than just one narrator. You had a cast of characters. It was so good. I really, really enjoyed it. If you're looking for a very quick, beautiful audiobook, then definitely get this one. It is so worth listening to. I just really, really enjoyed it. I then picked up Sisters at the Chalet School by Amy Fletcher. This is a fill-in to Eleanor M. Brent Dyer's Chalet School series. This is one that I haven't read. I borrowed this from a friend who has a number of fill-ins that I don't have. I'm going to start getting more fill-ins this year, and that for 2023, that's going to be part of my plan. So it's still, this one is set during the Second World War, just before D-Day is mentioned, and then it goes from there. And we meet the Herbert sisters, Bess, Madge, Nan and Ruth, and they're being sent to the Chalet School because their parents live in Southampton. Her father's a rector or a vicar. Can't remember. One of the two. I get the two muddled up. And he thinks that Southampton, because of the refinery and stuff, it's just too close for possible bombings. So they are sent to the Chalet School. Now the Chalet School is on the Welsh border, the English-Welsh border, and it's the story of them making friends within the forms. We also see the start of Len, Con and Margot Maynard's journey into school life. They start in the kindergarten. They are one of the main characters from the very first book in the series. Joey, we follow Joey's story right the way through the whole series of the Chalet School. She is in virtually every single book, so you get her story right the way through, from being sort of 12, 13 years old. So you have their story as well, and there is quite a bit in this about some of the English or other girls in the school not being happy that there are sort of German and Austrian girls within the school in the school as well. The Chalet School is multinational, multi-faith, multinational. It's that I really like that, and so the prefects have to deal with this. Joey comes up with a way of helping out as well. It was really, really well written. Really enjoyed it. A really good fill-in, and I'm glad that I've read it, and I definitely want to get it for my own collection. So that's kind of what I've read this week. I've also started on my Kindle again an audiobook called Angel's Rest by Emily March. I'm really enjoying it, so that is good. And then tomorrow I start a buddy read with Rebecca the Colourful Book Nester called A Winter's Cabin Christmas by Megan Squires. I've still got to work out the reading schedule for that. Yeah, that is how behind I am, folks. I am just way. So I think my reading this week will be the audiobook and the Kindle book. I think that'll be my reading for this week. If I get them finished, I would like to try and pick up Christmas at the Chateau by Rochelle Alers. I love Rochelle Alers as a writer, and I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't read Rochelle Alers Christmas, so I would really like to do that. And yes, I'm using my Christmas bookmark. I have a number of them. I sort of rotate them around, so I might change that one out for another one, but that's fine. So that's kind of been this week. What have I got to do this week coming? Well, today and tomorrow I've got to finish boyfriend's presents, wrap them up, everything up, so he's ready to take it away Monday. Maybe Dad and I'll try and wrap up Mum's stuff. I've got to make mincemeat. We're meeting friends on Tuesday for lunch, and then we're going to my aunt and uncle's on Wednesday for lunch, and that just leaves me Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I have time to do a wee bit some other baking. I'll get it done. It's like I still got to do, like, I want to put fairy lights around here. So I'll get that done. But they're going to stay up kind of all winter anyway, so that's fine. I'm not going to knock my pan in. If I get things done, I get things done. If things get moved, right, okay, I'm not going to bake it for Christmas. Hold on 1 minute. That was Mum telling me that the Edinburgh rugby match has started, so I'll go down and watch that. I'll actually edit this while I am watching the match. But yeah, if things baking wise, if it doesn't get done, it'll get done between Christmas and New Year. That's fine. It's like, it's not, we're not going to starve. So that's fine. Mum's got baking she wants to do, Dad's got baking. So, well, as long as Dad and I make the Christmas cake, that's really important. That might be Thursday's job, I think, maybe. But we'll see. What else did I do this week? Oh yeah, I got my nails done. I went to somebody that a friend recommended, and I wanted my gonks, and then we did candy cane stripes. But I'm really pleased with the way they came out. But that's it. How's your Christmas prep going? I would really like to know. Have you got much still to do? I actually still have one present to get, but that's an email job. That's okay. I can get it emailed. That's fine. What else have you got to do? What have you been reading? I'd love to know. Are there any Christmas books that you've been reading? I would really like to know. What are your plans for the rest of this weekend? And hopefully next week, everyone will have a lovely week in the run up to Christmas, and it will not be stressful or anything like that. We'll get everything done that we want to get done. But until next week, friends, stay safe, happy reading, and enjoy your Christmas preparation. Bye.